Day one of my 10-day vacation. Yes, sir. Day number one. It's about 10:15, getting kind of a late start. Mine is still scrambling, trying to figure out what I'm going to do for the next 10 days. It's almost as if I have to be in 1,000 places at one single time. I don't know if I'm going to be looking for the good stuff at all. I just want to get out and explore and do cool things, I guess. But I got to keep in mind the traffic. Got to keep in mind the distances I have to go to get to places. Got to keep in mind the distances I have to go with the body. And the kayak and the bike if I choose to do so. But there's the week-long worth of work clothes right there. Think I'll just save that for another, after 10 days from now. Let's pray it's going to be a perfect vacation no matter what we do, no matter what we find, no matter where we go. Got to make it right. Happy first day of vacation. I know it's not really monumental. I have many plans this vacation. I don't know how I'm going to pull these things off, these adventures of ours. Like one day I got a plan to climb 5 mountains in one single day. I plan to go to South GA, clean some graveyards or something. Try to find an old family grave that dates back to like the 1780s. Clean up that grave. The only grave in the woods, go figure. Got to call a family member about that one. But then, other things too, go out and say hi to Hardy Ivy and take him to go see his wife down there at good old Oakland Cemetery. Little skit video I got to make, but I have a lot of things I would like to do these 10 days. But this is just day number one, and it's about 11:30. I had a hard time getting out of bed. I did about 3 hours worth of grocery shopping last night and couldn't even get all the stuff out of the vehicle. Yeah, to prepare for this adventurous week we have, 10 days, but we're getting the day started off right. I just hopped up in here. Perfect circle. I'm not really in the mood to look around today. I'm not. I'm just in the mood to explore, but every time I try to do that thing, they always walk us right into something. Some different kind of treasure that is. Got about 2 miles to go in this ancient creek right here. Yep. I have not the bags, but I got a bunch of bags in the pocket. The ones that are stretchable. Yeah, I got a bunch of garbage bags in the right pocket. I need to go clean up a portion of heaven. Yeah, and make a different kind of part of the video. But we're definitely going to be recovering some things today. We will. Probably about maybe 10 shards, maybe more, maybe less. But we might also stumble upon something else. I don't know yet. Got a long way to go. Let me add this little thing to the pocket. It's going to take up a lot of room. At least it's flat. Cool. Got to be a piece of ancient ash right here. Think I'll just pile it up later. Try to find it later. Look at that thing right there. Probably 810 years old on this one. Cool. Won't be taking it out. I've only been here for like 7 minutes. I got things to do. Places to clean up. Yeah, it's weird though. It really is. I'm on a 10-day hiatus from my normal human job, but It seems like I'm in the mood to clean half the time. Beautiful mid-spring. Yeah, cool. Yeah, like I told you, I'm not really in the mood to look around. I'm just cutting through, that's all. Trying to get to a cleaning spot. A place that needs to be cleaned up. Yeah. Trying to get this vacation started off right, besides, making big discoveries and all that kind of stuff. I see something in the water that might be intact or something. I don't know. I bet that this thing is going to be broken. Yeah, I see a handle missing. Yeah, cool. All right. Not ancient. Not hardly at all. But yeah, I got big plans to get on the kayak at least 3 times this vacation of mine. That's going to be hard to do with all the other adventures I have planned. Or, I'm spontaneous. They're not really planned. I'm just going to go do something. Well, dang, how unfortunate. Very unfortunate right here on this thing. You're going to say, but Da Vinci, why don't you still take it? It's just a little broken, but, I mean, I just got started out here. Yeah, dang it. Oh well, would have been a nice one if it was not broken at the top. I probably would have just stashed it someplace to come back and get later. Ooh, looks like we have our first piece of the day. A little tiny shard of pottery. Definitely might not be the last one of the day. Let's hope you can trust me on that. Let's hope I can trust myself on that little comment right there. Cool. There's a pinch mark too. Better believe it. Add it to the pocket. But dang, what a bummer on that. Dang, that hurt. Got a cramp in my oblique trying to hold up my balance. Main challenge right here of the day so far at the moment as I'm trying to get up to this cleaning spot somewhere out in the woods. I know you're going to say, but hey man, you crazy. You're going to do all this for nothing but picking up garbage? Whatever happened to your attitude towards trying to make big discoveries and all that? Well, I'm on vacation. Man, look at that. I know, nothing but a game. Yeah, but there's a story behind these little bats. You see the yellow one in my studio? That was my first baseball bat ever. The yellow one leaned up against the wall. Things all battered, torn up. Basically, it's a piece of garbage. I definitely got to get rid of it though. I do. Yeah. But there's a story behind that one. It is. As I was a child, I used to go out where we lived out in the country. I used to go out to the dirt road and hit tennis balls into the trees, playing a game with these angels out here, these cherubs, these laws of nature. I used to go out there with wiffle balls and tennis balls and just hit them as high as I could to let the trees of life catch them. Quite the game it was. Quite the game it still is. I always enjoy those times out there in heaven. Hitting the ball up into the tree branches, especially in the summertime, where the ball just bounced all the way down till I got the ball again. Heck yeah. Too old for that these days. but not too old for anything, if you know what I mean. I'll tell you what though, we hit it right with the weather. It's going to be sunny and hot the next 10 days. Well, the next 8, I think. Yeah, but we haven't hit the 80s. You know, like my fastball. We haven't hit the 80s at all, except one time this spring. And it started off yesterday about 83 miles an hour, kind of. But it's going to be getting into the 90s. You talk about kayak weather. You talk about that hardcore working weather. About to break it out. Yeah, check out this piece right here. I could tell you that's going to be a piece right there. It's got the curve upside down. Let's see if it's got a design. Oops, we protected life. See if it, no, it's got no design on it. Cool, it's flat. It is. I mean, no design on it. That's what I mean by flat. Yeah, cool. Another piece of the pot. Keep on going in this wonderful hot day. Beautiful. Got good news right here. I think I see another one. And I think it's got a design on it. I don't know though. Hold on. Yeah, it's got a design on it right here. Third piece of the day. Oh, check this out. Look at that thing right there. Well, you can barely see it with the reflection. Hold on one second. Let me dry it off a little bit so the contrast works. Well, we'll look at this thing later. Beautiful. Add it to the pocket. Baby one right here. I guess it's a baby. I don't know. Well, I'm looking around. Well, the contrast is backwards. Yeah, you don't see the little snake right there. Cool. Yeah, can't tell what type it is though. No, it's not a baby rattlesnake. Although the scales look like it might be here. Dang. The heck is that? That's some old school leather right there. That could be from the ancient times. I guess they're trying to lead me somewhere today. No, I'm just kidding. This is not from the ancient times. I just, get excited when I see weird stuff that I know exactly what it is in a different way. It's old leather. It's hard as a rock. It could be from ancient times. Looks like it was cut with some shears, which means it's probably not. You just never know. I'm trying to zoom in. It's backwards and forwards at the same time. Trying to let you see the scales. The design. There we go. Cool. See you later. Let me keep going. Let me think about this one for a minute. Study it as I go along. Dang, wishful thinking. You better believe I just found another one. I just moved it. I moved it with this thing because I saw some kind of mica on it. Yeah. And then I saw some lines and I said to myself, that's got to be something. It was under the sand. Yeah, that's definitely, yep. Cool. All right. Let me wash it off. I'm moving slow and I'm trying to move quickly so I can get the cleaning out here. Ooh. Got a design on it, some circles. All right. Still trying to track down where it comes from out here. And I'm yet to even get close to it. But it's long gone, I can tell you that much right now. We're just picking up the remnants of what's left over. But we're always looking for that real deal Holyfield, aren't we? I know something's going to happen that I keep saying that. I know something's going to happen. It's not going to... The more I keep saying that phrase, the real deal Holyfield, I know exactly what's going to happen. It's not like we're going to find 10 pots of gold or anything like that, because the treasure's not going to be in there. It's not. It's going to be somewhere else. Treasure's going to be someplace else. It's within the body of the Almighty out here. That's what I'm talking about now. It's going to be within the body. The more I say the real deal Holyfield, it's not that we're going to find the real deal Holyfield in artifacts. It's just the little puzzle pieces that need to be put together to tell us where it all is. It means we're probably just going to run into a Vander Holyfield later on in my days. And we'll definitely be finding that real deal Holyfield in person. That's exactly what that means, and I know it. I knew it all along. It's just a catchphrase I use all the time. You know, just like last summer. Now, don't be afraid of my little Da Vinci style stories. Please don't. But last summer, when I was out on one of my adventures out there, searching through the creeks of time for the puzzle pieces that were left behind to lead us somewhere, an understanding. Remember when the African sands from the Sahara Desert were being blown across the planet in the direction of the United States? And I was so happy about that. You know, I told you in the video, I was so happy that even though I can't afford, well, now I can, even though I don't have a passport or a way to get out to Africa and find my friends all over the place in different parts of heaven, you know, I was incredibly happy that the sands kind of made it over here to rest on my skin, as if I was in Africa. And I said a comment in the video that helped me see the truth of it all. The thing that happened later, I said I was so happy. It was almost as if they brought Africa to me. And I don't want that to sound like I'm cocky or whatever you call that. Like self-centered, I think is what you call it. I'm everything but that, really. Trust me. Yeah. But I'll tell you something about that truth that they gave me. The truth of the gift. Right when I said that, I was like, you know, it's almost like they brought Africa to me. I'm so happy that they let me feel Africa on my skin. And less than about 4 months later, a very special human being was hired at the office to work at the office. Yeah, talking about bringing Africa to me. Guess what her name is? Her first name. Hey, check this out. There's something a little bit different in the water. Well, it's not in the water. It's like hanging on to something. Let me put this stuff down real quick. I just passed right by it. And I just had the rubberneck. They made me rubberneck for something, but there's something right here. I bet it's just a piece of plastic. Probably not worthy enough to add to the pocket. What the heck is that thing right there? That's weird right there. What the heck? It's got knitting on it. Is that plastic or leather? Yeah, let me go ahead and add this to the pocket. I know it's everything I collect is going to be trash. Well, not everything, if you know what I mean. You know, the timepieces out here are not trash. The rocks, all that kind of stuff's not trash. I'm just talking about this kind of stuff. Look at that thing. Huh. Yeah, let's go ahead and add this to the pocket. Cool. I might throw it away later. Might be some old school sneaker logo or something. I don't know. It's been sewed onto something. Yeah, probably from the 70s, 80s, or 90s. Let me go ahead and add it to the pocket. At least it's flat. Never found one of these out here in the country. It's an old school American Express card, I think. And it's gold. Go figure. Find your treasure is what they tell me. What is this thing? I know I have it. Yeah, American Express Rewards Plus. Let's see, it probably expired in 1991. Let me cover up the names. Let me look at the Member since 1985. Well, close enough. It's good through 1997, which was a long time ago. Add it to the pocket. Get it out of here. Yeah, I don't think I'll be trying to pass this thing right here. You can call me whatever you want. You guys crazy. This is only my first day of vacation. Probably would do it on my last day. But let me go ahead and try to find the easy way out. We're getting extremely close to that spot I've been trying to come back out to clean for at least 4 years now. Right up on that hill up there somewhere. Let's hope someone else did not beat me to the punch. There's nothing like that cleaning. I always love seeing that face with a smile on it that we've seen so many times before. No, I'm not going to take this thing right here. Look at that thing. Thing's tiny. Tiny creek walk can see you for some little girl or something like that. That's crazy. Yeah. Nothing back there, but I got a great sign right here below my feet. Here's a turning point right here. Here's the entrance to get up on that hill to start cleaning. I think I see a void in the trees up there at the top. I think this is the spot where I climbed in like 4 years ago, but there's something at my feet. I guess it's a sign that I need to get the workout in heaven. Yeah, look at this thing right here. It's got a bottom on it, and it's a perfect triangle with rounded off sides. The heck is this thing? I bet it's some kind of intact bowl or something from like 1983 from Walmart. Cool. No, I'm not going to recover this thing. It's just something cool. That's all. It's intact. It's made of some kind of... Yes, it's solid, all right. Looks like it had something like a figurine or something that used to sit inside of it. That's cool, though, guys. It might be able to fit into the pocket, but maybe I just need to leave this down here as a beacon to come back down or something like that. But yeah, that's cool. I was hoping it was going to be something more. But that's cool as it is. That's a different kind of triangle right there. Dang. I know, probably came from Walmart or Home Depot back in 1983 or something. Let me go ahead and figure out something. Maybe I'll go up and go down, but it's going to take me about an hour to clean that place up there. Let me go ahead and do that thing real quick. Let's go backwards. Easy peasy. Corny. Yeah. Need to figure out some new catchphrases or something. Trying to be quiet. I'm looking. Found a Hot Wheels toy car out here last time, 4 years ago. It's not that hard to get out here. I just have other things I need to do. Looks like even more was dumped out here. Not Da Vinci style. All I have is about 3 bags on me. What the heck do I get myself into? Maybe that was already out here last time. Not sure. Dang, look at these fellas. These litties. Haven't seen these guys in a while. Is that thistle? Milk thistle? Beautiful. Welcome to heaven. Perfect. But also welcome to hell. Not mine. Where's that void in the concrete? When I found that one perfect triangle out here. Part of a CMU block. Left the void in the contrast of the concrete. I don't know if that's it or not. Hey, wait a minute. Wait a minute. I'm all right with this. Somebody might have beat us to the punch. It seems like a Da Vinci style idea right here. You know, you clean up heaven. You bring it out and you try to use it for something else. That's one nice pile of firewood right there. Perfect firewood. Wasn't here last time. What the heck is that? It's one of those 80s toys, I think. Yeah, I misjudged everything. I did. I thought this place was filled with garbage. But it's only 1 or 2 little tiny piles right here. We might have just the right amount of bags. But I definitely got to be cleaning this up right here. I do. Yeah, there's some more right there. Let me go ahead and get started with this cleaning session. What a shame they piled up the garbage right next to the biggest tree of life right here. I always have to keep my promises. Then check this out. I know this is just bag number 1, but I just ran into a friend out here we gotta kind of stay away from. Yeah, she's over there. Hopping around, she's watching us. It's okay, baby. You don't have to worry about us. You know, Leonardo said he saved you for heaven. Yeah, but somebody's protecting something right here. So cute. Let's go ahead and try to get this garbage over here away. Look at that thing right there. Little bird eggs right there, not in a nest. She flew off. There she is watching us. You don't see her. Don't worry about me, baby. Let me get the garbage up real quick and try to, protect your heaven out here. Be careful where you step. Cute. Let me take a reference picture. Heck yeah. Talk about Da Vinci style. Always love coming across stuff like that. Life, the most important thing. All right, baby. I'm moving out, okay? Come on now. Come protect your babies. Go sit on them. Yeah. Hold on 1 second, though. Let me try something. I forgot I had these things in my pocket. I already donated 2 of them. Hold on. Hope that one's good enough. Let me go ahead and do this thing right. Got to donate one to this tree of life here. Oh man, talk about perfect. Perfect to climb. They always say thank you now that I'm donating these things back. They say thank you every time. Here you go. Live forever, please. Heck yeah. Let me go ahead and move some things around. Be more careful. Got a lot cleaned up out here. I'll tell you one thing though, it's nothing like that manual labor. Nothing like that laboring out here. Yeah, got one bag left though. I made kind of a mistake. These are like the small kitchen bags. These are not the humongous bags I thought they were. Kind of like a little mistake on my behalf, my part. But I think I'm going to have to save this one for an alibi for later, I guess. There's a bridge I got to get across. I think you can hear it. There might be something on the other side of the bridge that we got to recover. Or we might even make some different kind of discoveries. What the heck was that? Cool, but check this out. Yeah. A couple of things worth collecting out here. Talk about a different kind of treasure. Digging through the garbage of time out here, picking it up. Yeah, I found some kind of weird device. It's weird though, look at that. It's peeling away the veneer. I thought it was mother of pearl for a minute there. But it looks like it's got some kind of leaf design underneath it. Huh. We'll take a look at that later. It's intact though. It is, kind of. Cheap, just random cheap stuff. Look, it's got iridescence in it on this side. Not really mother of pearl, just something else. We'll clean it up later. Yeah, add it to the pocket, but let me set it down first. Let me pull this other thing out. 2 of them. 2 other pieces in my pocket that I found in the ground over there. Yeah, check these things out. Cool? Yeah. Just a piece of abstract plastic, that's all. Use it for art later. And then this thing here, a piece of coral. Probably came from somebody's fish tank. But definitely worth collecting and recovering out here. I know, a piece of human garbage that somebody, used for their fish tank or something, decided to trash it. And we're back to recover it. Cool. Clean it in the dishwasher or something like that with a toothbrush. Nice piece right here. Different part of the treasure. Let me go ahead and grab this and put it in the pocket just in case. We got a bridge to get under. I'm going to try something in this heaven and hell at the same time. Ooh, rustic. Probably would have gotten about maybe $5 at Newer Recycling for all this. They do subtract for the plastic. They do. And they do a subtraction or something for the plastic stuff. But I'm going to try something. Another one of my concepts, one of my little hobbies. Dang, that's almost worthy of a picture. But there's something that I've always done in my life. Every time I go to an antique store, you already know what I'm going to say. Here's a throne right here. Talk about a different kind of treasure. Yeah, something I've always done every time I've gone to an antique store, or like a hand-me-down store, or even a hotel lobby. You already know what I do. Stick the hands in the cushions and pull out treasure. Diamond rings, that kind of thing. Nickels, pennies, quarters, foreign coins, whatever it is. Let's see if there's going to be some kind of treasure they're going to let us collect in this cushion here. Never mind, time to abort the mission. Can't even get my hands in there. The cushion's too hot. This thing is on fire. Not about to burn myself for a couple pennies, but it's just part of the truth. That's all it is. Yeah. You can't even imagine the antique coins I pulled out of couches from like the 1890s and stuff like that. You better believe I've collected a few antique coins from like the 1910s, the 1870s, by just sticking my hands in the chair and couches that I sat in antique stores. So anytime you go to an antique place or some kind of thrift store and you see some kind of young, strange looking guy sitting in a chair digging for something, you better believe that's going to be, you know who. Back again. Check this thing out though. You better believe I'm adding this to the Vinci studio. A giant axle spring. I know it's nothing but a piece of metal. But that's one of the biggest ones I've seen in a long time. Came off some big old pickup truck or something, probably from the 1940s or something. Don't know, but that thing is humongous and it weighs about 15, 20 pounds. But let me go ahead and take a look at something else that's probably worthy enough to recover. I don't know yet. If it's got a broken handle, we're just leaving that thing out here. If it's plastic, we're leaving it out here. Look, baby pandas. That's cute. It's intact. It's got the handle on it. Man, at least we're not too far from the parking location. At some shopping center. Look at that thing. That's adorable. Happy holidays. Happy holidays indeed. Yeah, add it to the recovery stash. That's adorable. Look at that. Baby pandas dressed up in Christmas attire. Yeah. Who knows what's on the other side of the bridge up there? 30% left on the battery. And a long way to go. Let me find a place to stash this stuff real quick. Looks like the day might have come to an end right here. I don't know though. Yeah, we got two different signs, one to our left and one in front of us. But yeah, look at these things that I picked up out of the water. That's a cool looking piece of melted aluminum right there. I think I'll just collect it for the artistic value of it. And then this thing right here, I think I'll just get the garbage out of here. But there's one sign in front of us that we might have to turn back around. And then there's another one to my left. You remember the first thing that we collected today? Perfect mason jar lid. You know, the glass. But I think there's another one right here. I don't know. Ooh, that one's beat down. But it's still almost perfect. Let me go ahead and add this to the pocket. Yeah, dang. But it's this thing right here that's probably going to keep us from going forward the rest of the day, and it's barely 2:45. We practically have 6 more hours to get out of here. Look at that thing right there. Talk about danger zone. I don't know about this one. Might be asking for some serious trouble right here. Let me go ahead and figure something out. Hold on 1 second. I think we might have another piece right here we can collect. I don't know though. Check this thing out. I just stepped on it. I don't know if it's plastic or metal. Let me take a look at this thing real quick. It might be something for an art concept, like wall art or something. Yeah, it's metal. It's metal. Look at this thing right here. We can hang this thing on the wall. Might need a little bit of cleaning though. Perfect. Guess it's time to get out of here and go to another place. Grab the chair. That's a cool looking item right there though. Looks like it might be miniature for a child or something like that. Cool. Long way to go back to the vehicle. I don't know if I'll hit another place or not. Beautiful day. What a great start to the vacation. Day number 1. Look at the size of that bunny rabbit. Center of the screen, camouflage. Barely make them out. Hello, you're cute. They're in this flood zone right here, trying to chill. I guess they're on vacation too. They're waiting for Da Vinci to pick up the garbage. Cute. Hello. I'm the last one you need to worry about and be afraid of. Let me go ahead and leave them alone. Let them chill, because you better believe it. Because I'm about to chill. Sissy. Finally did this thing. Let me go ahead and see what they're trying to make me collect out here. %99 chance that is not what it is. Beautiful piece though. About 11 seconds later, I picked up a piece of a piece of the pot, but it ended up being a piece of bark that ended up being so perfect it played a game with us out here. But then they had me see something else in the water. Bam! It's even got a design on it. Keep on going. It's real strange though. It is. It's incredibly strange. Because there's one part that I couldn't make it past today. And they drove me. Well, I'm not going to say drove. I'm going to say they drug me all the way to this side to go backwards. Meaning there's got to be something very, very significant out here for me to collect and recover today. The rest of the way on this first day of vacation. I wonder what it is. What the heck is that thing? Probably a piece of wood, masterpiece. Dang, did I find this before? I bet they're going to say yes. That's a nice one right there. Look at that thing. Let them have it. It's just amazing, the eyes that we have, the eagle eyes. You will never see it. But I recognize a triangle 1,000 miles away. No, I'm not talking about this thing here, the Colonel's cooler. What is this? Please tell me this has a date on it. Look, they're trying to do cool things, Da Vinci style. 10? Perfect 10s. That's exactly what I'm looking for. But that thing right there, piece of the pot oh yeah, it is. Okay, cool. The things that I can see with my eyes. Let me keep on going. It's got some kind of design on it. 2 in the past 23 minutes. What else is out here for us to recover with the limited time that we have in this first adventure of ours in this vacation? Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to hang on to this thing. It's taking up the entire hand. Yeah, you're going to say, but Da Vinci, that's a collectible. It's probably worth about $2 mint condition. But in that condition, it's worth 1 penny. Talk about a different kind of treasure. But it did have perfect 10s all over it. Talk about balance. Dang. Check this out. That's cool right there. Little golf ball being held up by some kind of board. Been a while since I've seen anything like that. You don't even have to ask about this one right here. I already know what it is. Even though it's sitting in the sand right there. I see a curve on that thing. Undisturbed. Walked me right into that thing too. Until I saw it, I know exactly what that thing is. Perfect. Keep on going. Check this out. Looks like the Dead Sea Scrolls right here. Is that a piece of leather? What the heck? Dang, it's bark. Talk about the Dead Sea Scrolls. Beautiful. Can't recover it. Let me go ahead and leave this thing out there for them to cherish in a different way. Glad they let us find that. Perfect. But why did they pull my butt all the way out here on this side? They're trying to get me to find something very significant. Maybe that was it. Part of truth out here. I don't know though. Everything's a learning process when it comes to us. Beautiful. Let's jump across. Where's the pot that's 10,000 years old? No pun intended. I mean like the Native American pot that's 1,943. That's fully intact. Big or small. As long as it's intact. I'm always looking to recover that thing. Camouflage. Nothing really that significant. Just found something that looks like an egg. That's a nice looking little rock right there. I think I'll add it to my spa or something like that whenever I get one. After in Europe or something like that. But then, you know, I found that piece. Heck yeah, it was in the water. Washed it off. Nice. Got the curve on it. Probably 1,600 years old. Probably 903. Probably 466. Do not know. Hey, check out this basketball. I've never seen one like this before. Check this thing out. I thought I almost fell on my butt when I first saw this thing. I thought it was an intact, perfect Native American pot. Dang, look at this thing right here. I've never seen one that looks all degraded like this before. Look at that thing. That's cool right there, though. They've been playing with it like crazy out here, trying to get it owned again. You know, like that phrase you used to say back in like 2005, 2004, being owned. Yeah, look at what they did to that thing. Laws of nature doing it right. Creating the map to lead you to something else. Perfect spot to find one though. Let me go ahead and keep on going. You know we're going to stuff the pockets full with about 3 more pieces, and that's going to be it for the day until I have to go back and do the run-through video like we always do. Lo and behold, and I see it. It's sitting right here. Check this thing out. Check the design on that. It's the only thing that stands out. Look at that thing right here. Exactly how we always find them. Beautiful. Pretty large. Where's the intact piece though? But for the meantime, this is good enough. Bam. Might have another piece right there in the center of the screen. Let me go ahead and put the jug down right quick. Gotta be careful with these things. I guess there's a reason why they made me collect the big cup, you know, the styrofoam cup from earlier, so I can stuff these things in them so I don't break them. But I think that might be another one. These things always look like puzzle pieces. It could be a piece of bark. I don't know though. Yeah, it's another one. Look at that one though. Yeah, just a shattered piece. Beautiful though. Add it to the pocket. Add it to the cup. I'm going to try something real quick to see if they're going to give us some kind of sign or some kind of answer out here. Besides talking like they did. Look at that giant snake trail right there. Humongous. Wonder where they went. Better be careful. Dang. They created art out here with their lines. Yeah, but I want to try something real quick. I don't know why I'm going to try this, but it's not really like a magical thing though. Don't tell me that's I know that design is a piece of glass. I know that logo any day of the week. It's a ball jar. B-A-L. Cool. All right. Not going to collect it. Maybe I'll find it 9,000 years from now. But I want to try something though. Every time, there's this one time when I was talking about looking for the real deal Holyfield. And I was out there in heaven talking about it. I forgot where it was though. This was like 2 years ago. Yeah. And I was talking about trying to find the real deal Holyfield when it came to like, you know, things of significance, no matter what it was. It could be a scuffed coat jar from like 1953, 1964 with the top still on it. Scuff coat. There we go. Bingo. We know our stuff, don't we? Let's leave it out here in heaven. Yeah, that's nice right there, though. Dang. Probably 59 years old. But there was something that I said many times, talking about looking for the real deal Holyfield. The intact things, the significant things that are very historic out here. And right when I said the real deal Holyfield, a long time ago, someone butt in and said Sugar Ray. You said Sugar Ray. Long time ago. They said Sugar Ray. I'll never forget that. You know it's part of my videos though. It's in one of the 1,000 1-hour videos I make. They said Sugar Ray. They know who Sugar Ray is. They like Sugar Ray for some reason. I think they're a bigger fan of Sugar Ray than they are Holyfield. But Sugar Ray goes way back. He does. I'm trying to pick up the garbage right there. I see a Taco Bell heat wrapper. You know, whatever, but I see something else with a curve on it. I don't know though. I just walked right past it right when I was talking about them, talking about Sugar Ray. Real deal Holyfield. I saw this thing. Hold on. Oh, no. You guys are crazy with this. No, let me do this thing right. Hold on. What am I going to do? Splash water on it? Hold on 1 second. Let me get on the knees and pray. It might just be a little shard. Probably is. That's exactly what it is. It's a top though. The real deal Sugar Ray, I guess. Dang. Something about the curve of the lady. Maybe it's a good thing I didn't make it on that side of the bridge and they pulled me down here. Dang. Real deal Sugar Ray. Who the heck was it that said Sugar Ray, though? Was it Satan? I don't know. Was it Yeshua? Was it me? The one who's been around a lot longer than you could ever imagine. Do I know who Sugar Ray is? Who's the one who talks about Sugar Ray? Dang. Add it to the museum stats for real, though. We gotta take a look at that one. Man. Let me add the jug. But I still want to know where the real deal Holyfield is. Watch them take this one back. Trying to get the garbage out of here. What level is this? Hot? Life is short. Make it saucy. Got a little shard right here. Cool. Found it behind me. Still dirty. Haven't washed it off yet, but there's something right here. It's got an indentation on that thing. It might be a leg or something like that. I guarantee that's going to be a leg to a bowl. That's a thick joker right there. Not a joker in the wrong way, but it's been sitting here for a while. That's definitely a leg to a bowl or something. Dang! Don't we know our stuff by now? Look at that thing right there. I know it's been battered and beat down for at least 538 years. Probably a lot longer than that. Let me go ahead and add them to the pocket carefully. That's a thick piece right there. Wonder where the heck it all's coming from out here. Yeah, this thing's been under some stress. It probably used to hold something to burn. I guarantee that right there. Look at that. I'm just rubbing it off after trying to clean it off. It's got the ash still inside of that thing. Yeah, but check this thing out right here. You can barely see it, but I see a design on something right there. Center of the screen, it's got some kind of geometric design. You know we love that geometry. See it a mile away. Cool. Let me go ahead and wash this piece off. Beautiful. Better believe it. Heck yeah. Got another piece right here. Got to be a brim or something like that. Heck yeah. Recognize the curve 1,000 miles away. Kind of, that is. I think it's our turnaround spot to get out of here. It's about 7 o'clock, cloudy. Sun is gone. Looks like we're going to be headed back in the dark. Don't know yet. Well, it's dark in the beautiful heaven up there, but there's something below my feet and something in the water. That probably tells us that it's a sign for us to turn around and get back out. There's something right there that, don't ask me how I notice what that stuff is right there, what those things are. But there's something right here I've never collected out here in this creek ever. Might be a piece of the lady. And it is, you know, it's going to be fragile. Yeah, it's a little bit rubberized, but it's a piece of dried paint. Cool. Colors of the Lady Horizon. And that thing right there, I'm about to go ahead and stick the hand in the water. I know exactly what that thing is. Gotta be a piece of a pot. Hold on 1 second. Trying to wash off that thing right there. Look at that thing. You know exactly what that thing is. Could have a design on it. Well, it does, kind of. It's just a pot that's been lost and broken up like crazy. Cool. Add it to the pile. Dang. Looks like we're not getting past this at this late hour. It's about 7:15. What a shame on these babies right here. There's a log jam at least every 30 feet up there. Ain't no way we're going to be getting past this at this hour. Time to get out of here. I'll see everybody back at the Vinci studio to go over what we recovered today. Well, another blessed day out there. Let me go ahead and empty out the bag after I move some things around real quick so we can look at what we collected today in that perfect day of vacation. Let me go ahead and do this slowly. Dang, too big for the screen. Too big for the camera. Look at all what we collected today. What a great day out there on a vacation day. Perfect spring day out there. Looks like it was nothing but the pottery again today. Most of this was collected later on during the day. It didn't start off that promising. Not at all. I just made it out there to try to clean up heaven just a little bit. Had a good time with that one. And then they started running us into everything. I guess in a way to rejoice. Not really pay us back, but give us some allowance in a different kind of way. Different kind of garbage, that is. They let us find the most important things out there today. That is, where do you want to start in this one? It's almost like everything's just a sign. But everything's got to be used for something else. You know, I got some big plans for this metal piece right here. This chair. Part of a lawn chair. Gotta be. It's been out there in the creek for a while, I could tell. Look at that. Really rustic. Think I'll just brush it down a little bit with a metal brush. Try to clean it up. I don't know if I'll paint it. Probably just hang it on the wall or something. Yeah, it's got some nice brackets on the other side. And mix it with something else. Combine it with something else. But it's almost like everything's just a different kind of sign, that is. You know, you got a piece of the lady canvas right here. Colors. Looks like it came right off the painting. Looks like it's the dry paint. The leftovers that was never used. Combined with a chair that looks so, in a way, familiar, I guess. We find things for a reason. We come across it for a reason, don't we? Most definitely. Cool. What else do we have in this collection? I know there's a lot of things to talk about. Hopefully it's not going to take too long. You better believe I'm tired though after doing all that cleaning out there. Cool. Piece of melted aluminum or something like that. Just different kind of smelting. Nice art piece in this one. Added to something else later. Cool. Got an egg. Yeah, it's just a rounded off rock. Probably donated to a spa or something like that, like I did when I was a kid. Here goes Da Vinci with some of his Da Vinci style stories. Yeah, when I was a kid, I used to go out collecting rocks like this all the time. And there was this like spa or something like that that was down the road from the neighborhood behind some shopping center. No, it wasn't one of those naughty places. It was one of those, registered places. I think they did some kind of, surgeries and stuff like that for people who had spine problems. And they had this giant spa place outside where you can roll up in the wheelchairs and stuff like that. And they had goldfish in this big old pond out in the back. And I used to sneak out there late at night and drop off, some rocks, some neat looking rocks, and put them in the giant fish tank or, the fish pool, whatever you call it. Yeah, that's what I did with my rock collection a long time ago. All right, on to the next thing. Look at this thing right here. Nothing but a modern spring. I have no idea where this came from. It's kind of puzzling to me, though. I mean, it's like a different kind of art. I can stand it up, paint it, whatever, put it on a pedestal or something, and just leave it as is. A piece of art. Probably put something on the inside of it. I don't know. But I have no idea why it's covered in this fancy spray paint art. Whatever it is. I don't know what this is though. Probably some protectant spray or something like that. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe somebody used it for something else. I don't even know why it's got a string on it though. Probably somebody used it as some kind of anchor or something for their boat. Kayak, I have no idea. But I had big plans for that, going to turn it into art. You better believe it, different kind of art. Yeah. But then on to the next thing right here. Cutest thing in a long time. Going to add this thing to the cabinet for real though. Look at that. Christmas mug. Cool. Got some cards inside of it. Credit card and a rewards card or something like that. Yeah. That's a cute little mug right here. Nice little donation for Goodwill later. We will not be trashing this thing. It's too cute. Yeah. I'm a fan of cute stuff. I am. Cool. On to the next stuff right here. Look at this. Found it at that old dump site. Yeah. I think it's some kind of ashtray or something like that. It's got some opalescence on the other side. Real fancy. I think I'll just clean it up just a little bit and peel off the garbage side. This stuff is peeling off like crazy. But I think there's a sign on the other side, like on the inside. Looks like a leaf or something like that. An outline of a leaf, which that's what I'm trying to get to. So I think I'll just clean it up and donate it later as soon as I, make it nice and spiffy. Yeah, I got some pieces of garbage here. Have no clue what it came from. Probably some sneaker or something like that. Looks like part of a soccer ball. That's probably exactly what the thing is. Part of a soccer ball. Yeah, cool. All right. Garbage, 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 garbage. Where's the gold at? There's the gold at right there. There's a gold in it. One little tiny strand of gold. Added to the treasure chest for real though. Piece of metal. All right. Cool. And then these things here, mason jar lids. Cool. All right. This one's kind of broken, kind of shattered. No big deal. Don't know what I'm going to do with them quite yet anyway, but then we're on to the authentic things over here. Yeah. Especially this thing right here. Found at the dump site. Worth recovering in my book. Different kind of fossil right here. It's exactly what it is. It's some kind of fossil somebody trashed. Cool. Add it with the other ones that I collected out there from heaven. That people trashed. Look at that thing. Great fun right here. I'm so glad I found this at that old dump site. Definitely worth recovering on that thing right there. Heck yeah. And then some other kinds of fossils right here. Yeah. Beautiful items right here in our collection to add to the collection. Most of them have designs on them. Nearly all of them have designs on them, actually. Yeah, but here's one of those famous legs that we found out there before. Look at that. I know it's broken, it's shattered, but it definitely had ash on the inside. You saw me rubbing it off in the water. It's almost like it won't even come off, which is a good thing. I think I'll just clean this very lightly. I definitely want to keep some ash on the inside of this thing. I don't even think I'll clean the inside. I'll just scrub the outside a little bit. Yeah, what a shame we can never find these things intact. Lord knows how old these things are. Beautiful. I know it's nothing but ancient garbage, but it's still beautiful. Especially that piece right there. But I got a couple of things to talk about when it comes to a couple of these pieces right here. Yeah, not just the designs that they, built inside these things right here, or designed inside of these things. But don't ask me how these things got red on them. And it won't come off. When I pick these things up out of the water, off the sands, they did not have paint on them. But I didn't have any kind of paint or anything like that inside the bag. So I have no idea where it came from. And it won't come off either. Yeah, I have absolutely no idea where it came from. Not to mention that it was in the bag the entire time. And when I emptied out the bag, it had nothing in it that resembled any kind of paint. Anything like that. Have no clue. And that's stuck on there too. Yeah, it won't even come off. But I know for a fact it wasn't like that when I picked it up out of the water. For real it wasn't. But let's talk about this piece right here. You talk about a design, I'm trying to think for a minute. Where have we seen that design before? You talk about craftsmanship. Beautiful, but there's something about that cross symbol right there. I can't quite remember where I've seen this. Yeah, I'll have to research this later. Try to see if I can figure it out. Could be one of the Templar symbols, if you know what I mean. Yeah, what a game it is, part of a top. Led me right to it. Perfect find for the day, just like many things in the collection. Yeah, but this thing here, this thing weighs a ton. Gotta be some kind of Native American campsite ash right here. It's solid as a rock. It's almost like you can kill somebody with this. I'm just going to go ahead and call it a fossilized rock right here. Fossilized ash. Weighs an absolute ton right here. Cool looking find for the day. Going to add it to the stash. The ash pile. Who knows what else is hidden inside of this right here. The history involved. Imagine if I sent this off to that carbon dating company. Who knows what kind of answer they would give me. Yeah, it definitely meets the minimum weight, the minimum sample right here on this. Weird. Ancient for real though. Have no idea where it came from. Definitely holding on to that thing right there. Just like I am many of these things right here. Not one single piece. Well, a few pieces are garbage. Take that back. Yeah. Cool. Hope everybody enjoyed the video. Hope everybody enjoyed the vacation day out there just like I did. write this one down in the record books, kind of. See everybody in the next video.